You heard that Beyonce song? That song slaps. What'd you think?
And it was all right. I've never heard one that actually when you take a classic like that, just it's hard. I've never heard anyone who's recreated it who I've been like, wow, that is just as good. So
I liked it because it's like a new take on it.
mm-hmm.
She's talking that shit. Beyonce's talking that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I
It's
look,
good.
man, like, you know,
The song itself, though, I feel like the song itself and lyrically, musically, clearly has held up over the decades for all the remakes.
It's a
You never
classic.
hear it and go, wow, that's terrible. They shouldn't fucking sing that unless you're in a karaoke bar and I'm singing, right? Like, it's got to be bad. Like, it's got to be real bad for
What is your go-to karaoke song? Because I know mine.
I don't karaoke.
Remember that time I karaoke and I sang More Than Words by Extreme and everybody was dying laughing?
Absolutely not. That was probably
No, we were at Sal's and it was me, you, and
Was it at the
Jesse. No, it was like right before COVID. We went to Sal's bar and we sang karaoke. What are you shaking your head for?
I mean, I didn't sing, and I don't remember you
I
singing.
sang More Than Words by Extreme, and everybody was laughing their fucking ass off.
I do feel like I kind of remember that.
Yeah, it was hilarious. That's my go-to song. So my question to you, like, do you have an issue with like this whole Beyonce country thing?
Absolutely not.
I think it's interesting how, you know, I put that picture up about Jam Wayne, right? And people were like, oh no, like, if that's what he wants to do and that's how he carries himself, like, it's not a big deal. Why do you think so many people have a bug up their ass about Beyonce singing country? And keep it $1.50.
Because she's black.
Black people started country.
White people don't know that. And hold on. I say white people don't know that.
They know that.
Right. But that's like the same thing as like when white people go, oh, I'm not racist, right? And then they kind of like do some shit. It's like that plausible deniability thing where like, so it's Beyonce. Like, that is
Beyonce,
why.
I don't understand why she's so polarizing though. Like, I don't really ever hear her really take a stance on anything. I don't really hear her say anything. I mean, I remember like when Taylor Swift won the award and then Kanye came up on the stage and like Beyonce was like adamant that she step back and give Taylor her space. Like, I don't know of any situations where Beyonce's been out of pocket. So like, I don't understand why people are so polarized about her, you know.
If I had to take a shot in the dark, it's probably because she's married to Jay-Z.
What has Jay-Z done?
You're really making me get into some conversations.
I'm just asking.
Nothing is wrong with him, and I haven't heard anything. But it could be the 8 stupid ass fucking pieces he's got coming out his head, you know, or so. I don't know. I'm
what
just
does
saying.
That have to do with things?
Like, you're asking me, and I'm giving you.
There's no right or wrong answer.
I know the general consensus of what. Listen,
does your family have an issue? Okay, let me ask you this: does your family have an issue with Jay-Z? Like, would you say that Derek has an issue with Jay-Z, or
no? But the optics of Jay-Z. Like, if I asked my granny, she wouldn't know who that is. Right. She might not. And same with probably my aunts, definitely my uncles, right? You know, I mean, like, they would probably know the name per se. But, like, it's the optics of it. And getting back on track, country music has... modern country music in the last... I can't speak for any time before this. It hasn't changed, I think. But does not... welcome or accept black people in country music unless you toe the line. The general consensus of towing the line. I think it was in 21 or 22. Okay, it was after your boy, who then Billy Ray Cyrus had to do the remix to get.
That ain't my boy. No, the fuck. No. No.
I don't remember his name.
Fucking Lil Nas X.
Okay,
don't put that on me. That is not my boy.
So
no.
After Lil Nas X came out with his song, and then him and Billy Ray Cyrus did the remake to get him charting the tops, the charts. I think it was the year after that or something. The CMAs had a very big, how do I want to say this, inclusive CMA award show.
That next one.
The next one.
Yeah, I saw
then
it.
It was okay.
It was a little crazy.
It was crazy.
It was
but they
a
had
little
Mickey
overboard,
Geisen,
right?
And they had Hudson, and
we're talking about Beyonce right now.
yeah,
by the way.
But they just had all of this, and then it was very, I'll say, inclusive in that it had country, but it didn't. I mean, it was just so far forward. The year following that,
it went the other way.
Or yeah, maybe in 22, or I don't think it was last year, they had the Alan Jackson tribute and all of this. Now, I watch them if I can every year, but that one was the most country one I've ever seen, and they had black artists performing. But for what I view as what country music is, it was the most country music CMA awards.
Kind of got back to the roots or whatever.
Yes, yeah. And they had that. But I do just think that country music is not accepting if you're not willing to toe the line.
Do you think that and
I think it's more forgiving. But
here's
for
what
white...
this what I don't understand though, Morgan. This is what I don't understand.
Yeah.
Morgan Wallen, who I fucks with, I like Morgan Wallen.
Yeah.
We went to his concert. His swag is hip hop swag with a country feel to it. It's mixed. It's integrated, right? He came out to fucking Broadway Girls. Came out. He's like all in the fucking cameras and shit.
Right.
Right? And then we talked about like Adam Calhoun. We talked about Ryan Upchurch. Like these guys are rapping. They're rapping. And I fucks with Upchurch. I fucks with Adam Calhoun.
I don't even know who these people are.
I know you don't, but I'm talking about I like Jam Wayne. So what is this issue with Beyonce? Because they're literally doing that type of the same thing that Beyonce is doing on this album, which this album has a country feel with her rap R&B infusion, right? Yeah. Adam Calhoun, Jam Wayne, Morgan Wallen do the exact same shit. So why is it an issue when Beyonce? I don't even fucking care about Beyonce. I could care less. It's just like the hypocrisy of it.
Well, of course, Morgan Wallen still has. I listen to him enough. If you listen to his album in entirety, it's one thing to have one song like Broadway Girls, where it features whoever he does the song with.
Lil Durk.
Okay, and that's right. And then having 10 other songs on the album that are country, that are ballads, or that have, certain dynamics to it that make it country music, right? So I don't even know who the other people you're talking about are, and so my question to you is, I am still a radio listener. You are not. So if I'm listening to the radio all the time, and I have no fucking clue who these people are you talking about, are they accepted into country music?
Okay, is Jelly Roll accepted in country music? Jelly Roll is a fucking rapper.
Yeah, but
he's a rapper that I've known. He was a rapper for the past 10 years. Not the
things he's putting on not that they're playing on country radio. He sounds like Brantley Gilbert.
I know, because, right. But, okay.
You're proving my point. There's a line you have to toe.
Oh, my God.
And for the most part, the only people who really feel the effects of not being accepted in the genres you're talking about are black people. Where you're proving my point when I say I don't think it's Beyonce, because it's Beyonce. She's not up here, Darius Rucker. She's not up here pulling a him.
Oh my God.
And going straight into what I assume is country music like that, right? He's totally.
Let it be known that I could care less. I don't care about Beyonce. I'm just saying that
I don't care either. I'm just
neither one of us. First off, let's just get that out of the way. Neither one of us give a shit about Beyonce. Okay, I'm just saying I just put on her album tonight. Mm-hmm. I listened to 2 songs. The Jolene song slaps hard. I fucks with it. Yeah. Right. The Spaghetti song was dope. But it's not country. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. What were you saying about okay, let's toe the line here. You were asking me a question about a little person. What was the question?
Well, the question was if you had.
These are the kind of conversations that my wife and I have.
And y'all get to join.
And you get to be a fly on the wall of our conversations that we have. I love my gorgeous, beautiful wife so much, but we have the most funny fucking conversations, and I have vowed to start recording them because when I'm old, I want to be able to look back. So what's the question?
I asked you the question, and you said, "Hold the fuck on, we're gonna record
this." What was the question?
So
this came out of nowhere. I didn't ask her this. She asked me.
We have not even talked about it yet, so I want honest answers.
Okay.
But I said, the first thing I asked was, have you ever been with a little person?
Have I ever been
sexually? I don't
with
care.
a little person? No.
Right.
I have not. Next question.
Right. And so then I followed up with like, the question is like, would you be able to, and would you be able to discern the fact that they look small, they generally don't, I feel like they age extremely well.
Okay, let me just stop you, because I think I know where you're going. Is there an issue? And the funny thing about this is, I saw a guy today at work, and he was like 6'5", and the person that he was with, clearly they were in a relationship. She was like 4'10". She was tiny, right? So your question is like, as a guy, would I have an issue being intimate with a little person?
Yeah. But I mean, like, legit, because, like, my great aunt Sharon is super tiny.
She's tiny.
And Uncle Dennis,
tiny.
I mean, she's literally like 4'10", maybe 4'9", 75 pounds, and Uncle Dennis is 6'4", right? I mean, like, and he's tall, but, like, she's still at, 18 or 20. When you see pictures of her, granted, that's a long time ago, but, like, she looked her age.
You're saying, like, dude...
I just saw that video on Instagram today, and it was a little person.
What was the Instagram video?
It was she was just walking down the street. She was doing thirst trapping is what it was. It was a thirst trap video. She was in a sexy little dress, stitched up both sides, so she was showing a ton of skin, which is fine. But I looked at her, and I'm like, she looks fucking 14, right?
Okay,
like,
I see where you're going with this.
So that's
I think that, personally, me, if you're asking my opinion,
I'm asking your opinion. That how does that mentality?
I've always wondered.
But how could you, or does the male population like? If know that they're.
Can I get a word in? Yeah. God damn. Jesus Christ.
Yes.
I was gonna say that there's a special victims unit episode. You know how we were talking about special victims unit? There's a special victims unit episode about this. Mm-hmm. Secondary to what we're saying, I'm just letting you know there's a specific episode of Special Victims Unit that talks about this.
Okay.
I have always wondered. I've always wondered how guys validate or quantify that situation, especially if the girl looks and presents younger, right? However, I saw this video where there was this girl, and she was like tiny. I mean, we're talking, I'm just going to assume, like, let's just say 3'10". She's under 4 feet, right? She was tiny, and she presented young, but she was like 21, 22, okay? And her parents, like, she was on Good Morning America or like one of those shows, and they asked her parents about that, like what do you do in situations where she wants to date? And they were like, we have to allow her to be the age that she is, regardless of the situation and the circumstances that she finds herself in. However, the mom and the dad were like, we are very protective of the fact that, like, people could prey on that, right?
Right. When
it comes down to it, at the end of the day, people fetishize and prey on anything. You can be overweight and somebody can fetishize that and prey on that. Mm-hmm. You can be white and somebody fetishize and prey on it. You can be black and somebody fetishize it, right? So I think that, like, the discernment comes from the female in that situation. Mm-hmm. Is she comfortable with where this guy is coming from in terms of, like, how he's relating to her? how he is dealing with her, and this is all, assuming that everybody is above board and of age, right?
Right.
It's up to the female to discern how that situation goes. Because you can't deny that person because they're small.
Right.
Their opportunity to be loved any more than you would deny someone who's overweight the opportunity to be loved. Now, that being said, the optics of it, and when we talk about like everything that comes along with private security, I always talk about optics, right? I think that for the guy, like optically, you're going to have to deal with a lot that comes with that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that I could go down that road and deal with it. Like, it took me until I was fucking in my mid to late 30s before I was like just completely comfortable with just being like, I like white women and that's what I like.
Right.
It took me a long time to get to that point. So like, I can't imagine being in a situation where you fall in love with someone in that situation and you have to deal with that dynamic, especially now when everything is about, like, that's the scarlet letter, right?
Mm-hmm.
You get that letter hung on you, like it's a wrap, and like that's where everyone is looking to hang that letter on someone. So like, I don't know that I could do it.
I mean that's it, is how do you get past the optics? Because I've seen little men.
Would you date a little guy? Let me ask you, okay, yeah, so we're turning the tables, Morgan. Would you date a little man? 3 foot tall?
No, especially if he looked young, no. Given the optics. Like, and I mean young, like, especially not legal, but no.
So if he was like 23, but he looked 13.
If he even looked 18, I'd still be like, no. But in general, seeing an 18-year-old, someone who looks 18, you're just like, ugh. But
what a strange dynamic, too, because, like, man, there's, boy.
I know.
If we had, like, an unedited, oh, my God, boy, we could.
That's why I was like, you want to record this, and it can't be unedited, but I guess we can. But, yeah, I mean, no, so that would be the thing. Just, it's the optics of looking, because we see people, and there's TV shows, and they look mature, grown, aged appropriately, if that's
But
what
if we
says.
had a kid
Mm-hmm.
that was a little person
Mm-hmm.
and was 22,
Mm-hmm.
like, as parents, we wouldn't want our kid that's 22, an adult, to not experience love and being in a relationship with someone.
For sure.
Like, how, the only way that you can navigate that would be to hopefully have raised them to a point to where they can see whether or not the person that's dealing with them is dealing with them from a position of, like, true respect,
right.
and, like, you know what I mean? Interest versus, like, fetishizing them.
Yeah.
I think I'm saying that wrong. Fetishizing? Fetishizing them?
Yeah.
What else were we talking about?
Well, I sent you that video on the...
the Conjoined twins. Oh, my God. All right, so she sent me a video of the... Do you have it? Pull it up. I'm going to show them.
It's the famous Conjoined twins.
There's apparently a set of famous Conjoined twins.
Yeah, and one of them got
females,
married.
And one of them got married to a guy.
Here you go. You'll have to start it.
This is them. So you're looking at two female heads on one body. They share one body. And so she was asking, what was your question?
Well,
what was the question that was on there?
Big question. Oh, it wasn't. It just said, I think it was Allie or whatever, Abby or Allie got married today. One of the...
Is he marrying both of them? Legally, he's marrying one twin, but they're conjoined.
Right. So the question begs, like, this kind of goes, same thing of what we were talking about, I think, with the little person, but, like, how do you completely ignore... We will take where every single person in the comments went out of it, which is sex.
What is your thought about it? Just, what are your thoughts? I feel like he's
I don't
marrying
think
both.
it's
You can't. You're not
possible.
marrying one person.
Yeah, I am more. It's not even concerned because just taking sex off the table, which is every single person in the comments. How do you not ignore but build such an emotional connection? Because clearly, for the most part, that's what's required for people to get married, or that's what someone wants, right? Is an emotional connection. So how do you build an emotional connection strong enough with one of you to that person?
I don't think that that's possible. When they're going out on dates, the other person is there.
That's what I'm saying. But then they could have totally opposite personalities, right? I mean, they are two. I don't know if we want to get like, I'm not necessarily religious, but godly with this, going two different souls, two different minds, thought processes, feelings, all of that. But how do you build?
Hang on. This person, MOYASSEAD, said if they sleep together, it's technically a threesome. That's exactly what I said. Which, my whole thing was, this dude ain't slick. I see you. You scheming, scamming, dirty dog.
Is it really?
You think you're slick? No. That guy thinks he's slick. Like, oh, I love Christine. I'm interested in Christine. The relationship between me and Beth, it's platonic. No,
Hold
you
on.
ain't slick, you
But
dirty
I have
dog.
a question. Is it what makes? Okay, good question. What makes it a threesome?
There's 3 people.
Yeah, but one vagina and one asshole.
Stop! Don't. You could. Hey.
Okay.
Tone that. Excuse my wife, guys.
Oh, you didn't want to keep this?
No,
real?
because you just said there's 3 souls. You said that there's 2 people.
Yeah.
There's 2 souls in that body, right? That's 3 people.
I initially said take sex off the table. We could get to that, but I guess we'll blow right
You
over
can't
the
take sex off the table because clearly that's a main part. Like, if they're getting married, you have to assume that they've been, even if they're intimate without the act of sex, right? They've had intimacy and the third person has been there. What are you gonna put like some noise canceling headphones on this other person? Like, they're there. I think that it's disingenuous. I think it's disingenuous to say that guy is marrying one of them. That is not fair. Because what if the other one wants to get married? They're gonna separate time or something?
I would assume everyone lives together clearly at this point. Like instead of sister wives, it'd be like brother husbands, or something.
Oh my God. Why wouldn't he just marry both of them? That's
hold on.
Absolutely
this goes
stupid.
Back to they are 2 individual people, but that your
she's not in that video dance. Wait, hang on. Both of them in that video. When I say both of them, I mean both of the females.
Yeah.
They're looking into his eyes. They're both laughing.
The other one was looking away. I watched it a few times because I was like, wow, this has got to be interesting. And I saw.
She's got earpods in. She's you know what I mean? She's listening to a podcast while they're doing their wedding dance. That's crazy sauce. Just say, hey, I'm marrying both of you. Look, a pimp like me, let me tell you how I play this shit. Let me tell you how your boy would do it. I'd be like, look, both of y'all deserve to be happy. You know what I mean? Listen, why can't people just be honest in life? Why can people just not be honest? That guy knows good and damn well what he's trying to do. Because on wedding night, he's going to be like, look, Beth, come on. Beth, it's our wedding night. Me and Samantha, come on, Beth. You know what I mean? You saw where their heads were, right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. Those are just my questions. What if?
Well, you didn't really ask what you said. Would you?
He's marrying one of them.
He's marrying both of them.
Hold on. You have to treat them as individuals, right? We just had this. They're their own people, which is as should be, however, those are the questions I would ask her is.
Anybody that's in a relationship with a woman, dude, if you're not getting something out of both of them, you are just signing up for an absolute train wreck of a relationship. Trying to get two of them to figure out what they want to eat for dinner. That was a joke, because she never knows what she wants to eat for dinner.
I just told you to pick. But
so what do you think the third person does? They just are there?
I can't even answer that. I don't know, because that's what I'm saying. Let me just say, they should be individualized. The fact that they are conjoined and it's explicitly being shown that Abby or Allie is married. That's one of the girls, right? But she is a conjoined twin, so that does make me go, how is it not that he marries in a way both of them? Because the I don't want to say duties, but whatever in a relationship, she is 100% a part of for the rest of their life.
So if the other one wanted to get married, so there's Abby and Allie, right?
I don't know what their names
let's just say Abby and Allie. So if the other one wanted to get married, then she would have to go off and have a relationship with another guy in another location, and then that guy's wife is now a part of that.
Right.
That's craziness.
This is kind of like I don't want to say perfect, but like that's a perfect poly opportunity if I ever saw one, right? Like, because you can't not do it, right? Everyone would have to get along. Talk about, honest to God.
You know what I think is the funniest thing about me and Morgan? We ponder this shit like it matters to us. Like we're sitting here stressing out about this. Like I don't know. What's Abby gonna do? Like, who gives a fuck? Like, we don't care. You know what I mean? But I think that's what's so funny about us is that we have these conversations, and yes, I want your honest opinion.
It's not rated PG-13.
Say it as
delicately
as possible. Are the brownies done? What is taking the brownies so long?
So, I think the girls have really set themselves up for success. And I hope the other one finds love, because honestly, the fact that it has been talked about how
I want a quarter.
Biologically they are like, to me, the girls are winning with one.
What?
And then they'll have two guys. Like, for me, they're kind of winning. Like, if the other one gets married, they're setting themselves up. Like, they're setting
now, if I said some shit
up.
like that, you'd be mad at me.
When do I ever get mad? You can't even tell me all of your, like, legit trashy stories when I want to know about them.
I've told you all my stories.
First off, no, you.
I have told you all. There's no stories that I have left that I haven't told you. I've told you everything.
No.
I want that one.
Talk about your screaming tiger.
I told you the screaming tiger story.
Yeah, but not until someone else asked, and then you were like, I'm not going to tell you. I'll wait till I only have to tell it once. I'm just saying. And then you followed it with, I got to keep you on your toes and keep me interested. But I think that the girls are in a better position. Because if the other one finds a dude, you've got one body and two dudes. Like,
oh my God.
I'm keeping it PG. Just saying it. Seems like it's set up for success for them.
You nasty. You, right here, you, nasty. You're nasty.
I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
I am realistic.
Oh,
here.
Lord. Anything else that we should talk about tonight before we get off here?
Does anyone have any?
Let me see what the people say. Somebody said, yeah, what did Jay-Z do? This one person says we look alike. I gotta find out what they look like.
Same person from the other morning?
I think so, maybe. Ask her the same question.
What question?
Somebody says that they sleep together. Technically, it's a threesome. I said that.
I said it's a 2.5 some.
Mr. Brooks says, what's up, man? I'm working my overnight security shift right now and came across your page. I appreciate the shorts and content that you have. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Foxman says, I saw that. Good for them. And then somebody sent a laughing emoji. And then someone says, yeah, he's dating both of them.
I love hearing
And then
other
and it
people's
says,
opinions.
somebody says, what if the other one wants to get married, which is what we said. Somebody's speaking in another language. I can't read it. I'm sure they're calling me a nigger. It says if they have a kid, it's both girls' kid, yeah.
Oh gosh, yeah, that's interesting.
Somebody says, is the community okay with gay people? What does that mean? Of course we're okay with gay people. I'm not gay, but I don't police who people love. Like, whatever people want to do is up to them. And they should be allowed to do it. Yeah, somebody says to each their own, of course. Yeah, we don't discriminate over here,
You're
man.
asking about your community here?
No, I don't know. People just put random shit in the comments. They said, "Are we okay with gay people?" But yeah, we don't have an issue with people. Whoever they love, even if they have two heads or they're tiny and look
like a little person.
Like a little person. Oh my goodness gracious! Hey, funny story. I used to live in Pennsylvania. I lived in this neighborhood. So when I moved from Mississippi to Pennsylvania, and it was a rural area of Pennsylvania, so the houses, I rented a house for $900 a month, and it was a bungalow style house. And if I were to buy that house in Portland, it would cost me $600,000.
Mm-hmm.
It was a beautiful home, beautiful, 3 levels, had a full finished basement, regular, area, gorgeous house. And it had an upstairs area that was fully finished. It was beautiful. Would easily cost me $600,000 a year, right? The guy that lived across the street from me in Caddy Corner, we called him Quagmire because he looked just like Quagmire from Family Guy. And he used to wear Hawaiian shirts, and he used to drive a regional truck for Walmart. Mm-hmm. Now, most people know, like, truck drivers, they drive nationally. They drive all over.
Yeah.
This guy, he only drove in town. He was making so much money. He owned his truck. Mm-hmm. He only drove the 16-wheeler in town. He worked 3 days a week. Guy made like $125,000 a year, right? In rural Pennsylvania. But he was single. And he was like super creepy. So he had his entire pad set up. This guy was Quagmire to a T. Had tiki torches in his house, in his backyard, like had his whole backyard set up, koi pond. And everything about his existence was trying to like set up a bachelor pad to have women come over, right? So, you were talking about little people. So he like had this obsession with little people. So we had a bar and it was called Good Old Days. And Good Old Days was like a dive bar, right? So he's recounting this story to me and he's like, man, I'm at Good Old Days. It's Friday night. There's nobody in there. And like they're going to close the bar early. This area of Pennsylvania that I lived in, 12,000 people tops, right? And if you went to a bar, if there was no business, they would just shut the bar down, right? Early. So he said there's nobody in the bar. And then 10 minutes before they shut it down, in walks these 3 people. And one of them happens to be a little person. And he has this obsession with like wanting to,
like most men,
hang out with a little person.
Uh-huh.
So he's like, sign from the gods, right?
Oh gosh.
He starts, and he's got money, so he's buying drinks. He's buying appetizers. He's putting on a show, right? And before you know it, it's 2:00. The bar's still open, and it's just the other 3 girls, they've left, and it's just him and this little person. And so he's like, hey, why don't you come back to the crib? This is like a Saturday night or whatever. He brings her back to the crib. They have a great time, whatever. And then it dawns on him when he wakes up in the next morning that it's Sunday, and that this neighborhood that we both live in, it's like a mature neighborhood. Most of the people that live there have lived there for like 20, 30 years. It's like retired people and business people. Mm-hmm. And it's Sunday, and he's got to get this person out. She's dead asleep. It's like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning. Everybody's getting up and going to church. And he's like, there's no way I can get her into my car and this not look bad. Like, trying to be like professional here.
Yeah.
And so he's like, I don't want to have, like ask this lady if I can roll her up in like a thing of carpet or something and take her out to the car. Like that's gonna look even worse, So he had this dilemma. I think he convinced her to like let him put a jacket over her or something and like carry her to the car, which was creepy,
That's even weirder than.
I didn't do it. I'm just telling you
Oh
the
my
story
God.
that he told me. You know what I mean? So I don't know where I'm going with that other than, logistically. Probably wasn't the best situation. So anyway.
It's crazy.
All right. I'm going to eat this brownie and I'm going to go to bed. I got to be at work super early in the morning. So you guys got to like hang out with me and my wife and just listen to our bullshit banter. So I'm going to go.
We have more.
Yeah, we normally do bullets and breakfast in the morning, but I have to go shoot on Sunday morning, so we won't be able to do that. So, all right. Y'all have a good night.